When your soul cries out and it manifests itself, or it communicates, your internal environment communicates itself through dissatisfaction or unfulfillment or boredom, or depression, or a lack of zeal for life. I mean, there could be a myriad of reasons for those things. But when you know you've been called for more than this, go and face yourself. Go and face yourself. Go and find somebody who can help you walk this journey with you, so that you can discover what it is that God is calling you to do and who God has called you to be. There is untapped potential in you. And Satan is very cunning. I will not stop saying this, because oftentimes people who are carrying great capacity in them, Satan will surround you with people who are not interested in pursuing anything outside of what they're comfortable with. You will always feel out of place. People who are okay to follow trends, they don't think really deeply. They're not very reflective people. People who don't desire much from this life, who are not even thinking past the next 2 days. While you're thinking about 10 years from now, they're just thinking, tomorrow is Friday, and I can't wait to hit on some girls and see who I can hook up with. Your soul is crying out for more. Your soul is crying out for more. Where there is an aching dissatisfaction, start praying that God brings people who are similar your way. But you need to be willing to leave your current situation. Some people don't see much for themselves. And there's a myriad of reasons why. There's a plethora of reasons why they don't. But just because other people don't see beyond this Sunday doesn't mean that should be your reality. And people have a very wicked way of entrapping people within their own restrictions. And when you see that that's the case, move around that. And most of the time you're gonna find that you'll have to walk alone. Walk alone. Because their souls are not so sensitive. Their spirits aren't that sensitive to the calling on their lives. To be trusted with destiny means sacrifice. It means discipline. It means a renewed way of thinking. It means breaking out of restrictions. It means seeing things that other people don't see and being determined that God will bring them to fruition. But that means you have to become somebody you've never been before. That means entrusting yourself in God's hands to reconstruct you, to recalibrate you. If you sense that you're called for more, there is favor in this season. When I started walking this journey a long time ago, I was practically alone. And now I get to be a support for other people who are sensing a cry in their souls like God has called them for more than this. They're tired of living a lie, living in a delusion. What a privilege I get to be a support. Something I didn't have. It's an honor to watch God make people as people become. It's a privilege to see people change and to see people grow and to see people go after destiny. It's amazing. It comes with a lot of attacks also because many of these things are spiritual as well. As you're helping people come out of strongholds and prisons, mental prisons and forts, mental forts that the enemy has them chained in, it means that he will also come after you. So we don't have consistent prayer lives for fun. People becoming who God has called them to be, and them attaining the things that God is freely giving them. It's warfare. It's warfare. But it is a privilege. It is a privilege. I say this to say, in this season, the mercy and the favor of God is so tangible that what took me a while to overcome, as I was going through a lot of things by myself, it's happening quickly for people. It's the amount of work that God is doing with people in a short space of time. It's happening expediently. It's miraculous. If there was ever a time to decide that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of the boredom in your life, the lack of purpose, the addiction, the cycles of addiction, the mediocrity, the lack of fulfillment, the group of people you sit amongst, but there's no challenge to grow, the useless conversations you keep having with people that are not building you and not producing anything substantial and sustainable in your life. If there was ever a time to cry out to God, it's now. The amount of change that I'm seeing in people at the speed it's happening, it's unfathomable. But anything is possible with God. God does the impossible things. God does the impossible things. If there was ever a time for you to grow up, to become somebody you've never been before, to make your life count for something, not to live selfishly and irresponsibly, with no care, where life is meaningless and you're just waiting for your day to die. But you want to know that you are living with the purpose in your life. Cry out to Jesus. Cry out to God. The word of God says, seek God while he can still be found. Seek God while he can still be found. Seek God while he can still be found. Cry out to God to do something wonderful and amazing with your life. Ask him. This time next year, I want to be a different person. I don't want to remember who I used to be. I want there to be such a paradox, such a dichotomy, that when people interact with me by this time next year, they're shocked. They're shocked because they cannot believe the amount of rework you've done in my life. Jesus will meet you. Jesus will meet you where you are. At some point, you have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of constantly lying, fighting, arguing, deceiving, getting drunk, watching porn, using dildos, feeling empty, being ashamed. Same thing, day in and day out, week after week, month after month. You have to get to a place where you say something's got to give. Something has got to give. You keep losing good people in your life. People don't stay. And you can't keep coming up with stupid excuses about why you keep losing good people and blaming them. There comes a point where you say, it's me. It's me. You have to admit you're a person of poor character. You lack maturity. You don't know how to be honest. You don't know how to not take things personal. You've got to come to a point where you have to admit that you're full of pride. You cannot be corrected. You cannot be shown the truth without taking offense and then, behaving childishly because you don't know how to deal with the truth. There comes a point where you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of the devil stealing from you. Satan hates you. If you understood how much Satan hates us, you would really pull up your socks and go after the things that God has freely given you. But you're not going to access them until you have enough character to be able to steward them and handle them with the responsibility and the care and the wisdom and the mental fortitude, the scruples you need to have to be able to do so. Sometimes when the demons want to entertain themselves, they say, look here, look at this one. I can make them masturbate right now. Look at this one. This one says they're going to be celibate. They won't be. Look. I just have to make that girl with the big bam pass right in front of them. Look. And then you fall into the same situation and the demons laugh. If you knew how much they laugh, we are entertainments for them. Then when you die, they get to feast. Don't be ridiculed by Satan. There's a great price that's been paid for your freedom to go and access the things that God has freely given His life for you to have. Decide that you want them. It starts with crying out to Jesus and asking Him to really be Lord of your life. You should get on your knees and you ask Jesus to come into your life, to be Lord of your life. You cry out because, sometimes we lead people into these prayers, but their hearts are not ready. They're just reciting something you told them to recite. Decide that you're sick and tired of being a fool for Satan and being a joke for demons. That every time you say to yourself, I'm done with drinking, the demons say, I give it a week. And then they sit in a group and go, look. I'm just going to place a bottle of vodka in front of him. He won't be able to resist. Where they go, look. I bet you. Tonight, he'll be sleeping with a prostitute. And every time we give ourselves away, the bondage gets serious. The chains become tighter. The holes we dig for ourselves get deeper. their depression increases, the shame becomes more weighty. Decide you've had enough. Decide that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Please. Jesus died for your freedom, so you wouldn't be at the pig's trough, eating with the pigs, living in a delusion, thinking all of that nonsense is nutritious to your soul, to your spirit. Meanwhile, it's dehumanizing, it's degrading. Please. There's a window. There's a window period of grace and mercy. People are experiencing freedom. People are coming out of bondage. It's amazing to see what God is doing. Don't be left behind. Confess to God, you have a problem with pride. You have a problem with jealousy and envy. You have a problem with rebellion. You have a problem with deception. You have a problem. You're a thief. You have a problem. You have a porn addiction. You have a problem with perversion and lust. This is the time to cry out to God and say, I want to be free. You have a problem with anger. You're an abuser. You have a problem. You predate. This is the time to cry out to God and say, this is who I am. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want to do this stuff anymore. It's heavy. It's weighing on my soul. It weighs on my conscience. I hate it. Help me. How much more are you willing to lose? Get sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Because the more you know that you're doing these things, the harder your conscience becomes, the harder your heart becomes. Comes a point where you will slip into insanity. Don't get to the place where the truth is so offensive that you're adamant living destructively is the way you want to live, is who you want to become. You will get to the end of your life, you will regret it. You will regret it. Please, God loves you so much. The work I see God doing in people's lives, don't miss out. Don't miss out.